Hello all, in today's video we are going to learn about network address translation, the IPv6 address format and a concept called tunneling. Yes, what is network address translator and why do we need it? If you remember, in classful addressing we were facing the problem of address depletion, where the addresses 2 power 32, that is 4 billion addresses, we were falling short of IP addresses. So we learnt about classless addressing. But another solution to address depletion, which is network address translator, where we are translating the public address to private address and private address to public address. This is the basic idea of network address translation. So what is being done is, we are being given a range of private addresses that we can use. You can see the range 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255. It just, I remind you, the tesseract address 10.11.36.18 for assessment. What is this address? It's starting with 10, meaning this is a private address we are using within our college. So the private address ranges are taken from these addresses. Okay, then what we basically do is, a particular network, we have our own private addresses given to the devices, but I will have only one public IP address given to me. You give me one public IP address, the systems which I have at my place, at my site, I'll give them private IP addresses from this range. You see, I'm here in this example, I'm using 172.18.3.1 in this particular range. I'm using it from this range. Okay, so now what basically happens, I will employ a NAT router, network address translator. This router's job is to convert a private address to public address and a public address to a private address. See here, if a particular device, this one device I am taking, cross section of this, I am taking this one particular device, wants to send a datagram or a packet to a device on the internet. What it does, it will send, in the source address, it will give its own IP address, that is the private IP address. But will the private IP address be be accepted on the internet? No, the private IP address will not. The private IP addresses may not be unique, but as we all know, IP address should be unique and universal. But a private IP address will not be unique, so I cannot send it using this address, this private address. This private address has to be converted to this public address. So what I am doing, when I am sending this datagram to a device on the internet, I am changing the private address to the public address that is assigned to my organization. Okay. Now see here, see this example. This device 172.18.3.1 wants to send a datagram to a device. This is the destination IP address. This is the source IP address, which is private. The router will route the datagram. So this router is a NAT router, network address translator, which will translate this private IP address to the public IP address. You see, it has replaced the source address from private to public IP address. At the same time, the NAT router will maintain a translation table where it will write the private address and the external destination address of the device. So it has written the external address is 28.25.8.2.10 and this is the private address. And when it is being sent to the destination, the source address will be public address because it is unique and universal. Now, whenever a reply comes back from the destination, what will be the destination address? What will be the destination address? Destination address will be of the public address only. Okay, and source address is the device which is sending the datagram. So now, whenever a reply comes, the reply is for this particular device with the IP address 172.18.3.1. The reply which is coming has come to the public IP address, but now this public IP address has to be translated to this private address. How it is done? By the NAT router, which will again look up on the translation table and sees to it that if the reply is coming from this external device, the datagram or the reply should go to the device with the IP address 172.18.3.1. So this particular reply goes to the device. Okay, so this is how a public address is converted to a private address, and a private address is translated to a public address. So by this, what we are doing, we are able to, with one public IP address, I am able to do communication or connect so many devices to internet. This is one solution of address depletion called as network address translation. Now, let us forget about all the problems of address depletion, IPv4 addresses, classless addressing and all that, because we have now increased the address space from 2 power 32 to 2 power 128, which is gigabit, a trillion of addresses are available now. Trillion addresses will be available using 2 power 128. That is using the IPv6 address. An IPv6 address is 128 bit long, where the address space is 2 power 128, wherein I can have trillion devices can be given IP addresses. But how is it represented? How was the IPv4 address represented? The IPv4 address was represented using the dotted decimal notation. Where I had 4 bytes, 192.18.10.1 for example. Okay, we have 4 bytes separated by dots. Now, the IPv6 address is represented at 8 groups of 128 bits, means nothing but 16 bytes. I will have 16 bytes. How these 16 bytes are represented? They are represented as 32 hex digits. How did I get this 32 hex digits? Because I am representing them as hexadecimal numbers. Okay. So now I will have 8 groups of 4 hexadecimal digits. You can see I will have all 128 binary digits, but I can't represent using binary digits, right? So I am representing it as 8 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 groups of 4 hex digits. That comes up to 32 hex digits, which is equal to 16 bytes or 128 bits. You can have small abbreviations of IPv6 address also. If you have such a big address and there are all zeros in between, you can write short form of only 1 0. If you have contiguous zeros, you can just have a gap between the colons instead of mentioning all these zeros. Okay. Then coming on to transition from IPv4 to IPv6. How do I have this smooth transition from IPv4 to IPv6? One strategy is to do tunneling. So when do we use this strategy called tunneling? See, when I have a device, when I have 2 hosts that are communicating, one host is on IPv6, is a IPv6 host. This host is also IPv6, but the network in which they are connected is having an IPv4 region. Now, a newcomer has to go through a old comer, a junior has to go through the senior. What has to be done? You want this transition to be smooth. So you will do tunneling. What you will do is, you will encapsulate the IPv6 packet into an IPv4 packet. That encapsulation is treated as a tunnel. You can see IPv6 host here is having a datagram which will have IPv6 header and payload. IPv6 host here having IPv6 header and data. But this is IPv4 region. It has to go through the IPv4 region. So what it does, it makes use of a tunnel. In this tunnel, we are encapsulating, you can see, we are encapsulating the IPv6 datagram or packet in a IPv4 datagram. Okay. So the IPv6 packet goes through a tunnel at one end. It goes through a tunnel at one end and emerges at the other end. This is called as tunneling. So this is all about the terminologies which we need to know before we move on to the IPv4, IPv6 datagram formats. So in the next video, we are going to learn about IPv4 and IPv6 datagram formats. Thank you.